Hello, Dearborn Heights residents. Today we're doing Meet the Directors. Today we have Parks and Recreation Department, Martin. Welcome, Martin.
Thank you.
So Martin is a new addition to the team. Just started not too long ago. So would you like to introduce yourself to our residents?
Yes, so I'm Martin Zbosnik, your new Parks and Recreation Director. I have a vast amount of experience with almost everything from event production to actually Hollywood movies and everything that in between it. And almost everything I've done, I've always been number one. Mm-hmm. I've been, every business, everything I've been involved in, I've always been the best. And I came from Atlanta, Georgia, and there I was an event promoter that promoted some of the largest events in the city. And I was number one in Atlanta. While I was there, I was also involved in the whole video industry, and at that time, again, I was number one. And but I started here I started in Dearborn. I grew up in Dearborn, and so that's kind of where I got started. And by the time I was like 21, all of a sudden I was just on my way to other things, and learned a lot. I worked everywhere from Hollywood to here, so I bring all that with me when I'm here. And if you know the events that I've done, I do events like nobody's seen before. It's just it's very it's quite a bit. Really, right now I'm a pretty hard worker. I work in about 6 days a week, 65, 70 hours. Trying to get up to speed because there's a lot to learn, a lot to do here. So I'm looking at everything, and in that short time. I was able. I've been over to the senior centers. I wanted to see every building. I talked to the seniors, and we are working with trying to upgrade the centers because the centers they do need a little attention. We're doing a lot of improvements over at the Young Center. Mm-hmm. So we went over there and looked at it. The ice machine was broken. We got a new ice machine on the way. We're working right now on getting the whirlpool all back and going. We're getting it re-enameled. We're getting all the motors fixed on it. So we identified all the major things that we see in there that were very important. We're looking at getting the floors refinished in the party rooms and some repairs on the gym floors. So that's kind of our first phase over there to kind of get that center, a little bit up, a little higher. And the same thing is over at Canfield. We're already changing some of the rooms, getting some of the floors refinished, and having a whole new concept for that. That's going to be really good for the city. It's going to give us some really cool spaces that we can do a lot of events. But yeah, already planning. I've been doing a planogram for the rest of the year, changing everything, going to try to make everything. You're just going to be known as the best city there is because you're going to have the best events because you have somebody that really does this. I love what I do. Anything that you've seen I've done, everybody's just in awe. I've been really actually a couple weeks ago, I already start writing a script for the tree lighting. And the tree lighting. So everything you see, all of our big signature events for this city are going to be like something you're really going to look forward to. And that's what we're about. Yeah. We're about making the city fun, memories for all the kids. We're working with the seniors, and I've met everybody. I have to say, every employee I've met here, they are just great. Yes. And they've just been really great to work with, and it's just been really super getting things done. And I mean, we're at just full speed ahead on everything.
Yeah, it is exciting. The residents, especially here, they just appreciate when we do events. Mm-hmm. For all the residents. Actually, we attract residents from outside the city of Dearborn Heights. Yes. To actually participate. So I'm looking forward to see what you bring into the city. And you mentioned you've done some good things mm-hmm. on our neighboring city with mm-hmm. the haunted.
The haunted trail, yeah. They said, we want to do something different. And they said, we want to do a trunk or treat. I go, oh, everybody does a trunk or treat. Let's do a haunted trail. So we took a little piece of Ford Field and we put out some cars for it. And I sat back and I said, I hope we get maybe, a couple hundred people. We've never done anything outside. Who comes to something outside? And it took us about 3 or 4 days, all of our crews and everybody, we were all working and coming up with something. And we only had like 3 weeks to do it. And I was there, working all day and on the day that was going to open. And, I'm like, okay, I hope I'm going to get, 500. And I had a little counter. Yeah. I said, because I wanted to tell the mayor, I wanted to say, Mayor, this is how many people came through. So, the next year we'd know kind of how to gear for it. So we get close to the opening time. And somebody walks up to me and says, "Have you looked out there?" I said, "No." She says, "There are literally thousands of people out there." I go, "Well, no, this is the first time how would anyone know about it?" I went out, so I had to go to the edge and look across this bridge, and I looked at their baseball field. There were people as far as the eye could see.
Wow.
So yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, it was a little bit too successful.
Yeah.
And so we put people through it. It was only 3 hours long. I clicked it with the clicker, and at the end of the night, the mayor said, "How many did you have?" And this wasn't a guess, because I don't like to give guesses.
Oh, yeah.
I like to say, here's what we had. We had 7,500 people
That's
come
amazing.
through that, and now every year it gets bigger and bigger. That's just that's amazing. We have everything I do. I never do the same thing. It always changes. So we do different themes for like if it's the daddy-daughter dance, it changes. It always it's always going to be a different theme. This year it was Wicked and the Witches of Oz. And that was just spectacular. Before that was the Princess Royal Ball. So I love doing this stuff. So and when you do, it just shows, on it. And but I'm out there looking at facilities. The only thing I haven't done is looked outside, because it's like below zero.
Yeah.
And, so I'm getting everything I can do. We're getting a lot of indoor things fixed right now, and we're trying to just make the facilities we have better. But everybody's important. I love working with the seniors. They're so much fun. And I go over to the centers and talk to them. And we've already we're having meetings now on the Jubilee for Summerfest. Mm-hmm. So I've got the coordinators from both centers, and we're having a meeting. And we're going to talk. What do they like? And what would be really cool for them? What would they really enjoy? Because every segment of the community is something I'm going to do something for.
Yeah. That's key. When you talk to residents to get to see what they like as well. So get their input. So that's a good idea. So what's your vision? In the next. I know right now you're trying to get caught up. With everything. We pretty much. You just came in. There's just so much things going on right now, and there was no transition. Between your predecessor. With the retirement. Right. So what are your vision in the next, let's say, for the next few months?
Well, for right now, it's just been getting acclimated. Learning how much money we have and what we do and what we pay, and it was going around to all the centers, finding out what all their needs are, and making a plan for all that. And at the same time of doing that, then I'm also working on the plans I did a calendar now for the whole year. We're discussing everything. Some of them we're changing, the timing on them or something to make them even better, because I've had a lot of great successes with those, and just a lot of planning. The things that I do, they're not something that I come up with like a week or two. It's like, they're months in advance to put it all together. So I'm looking at what we're going to do, and I already see it, and it's too bad you can't until I do it, because I already know, and I'm looking at new things that we can do. We want to do a fall event, some type of really cool Halloween thing. Yes. So part of it is I have to assess, what do we have? What do I have to work with? Where can we do this? So I'm already looking at those things, how can I use this building? How can I make this work? And then of course, we're trying to be, great for the city and the taxpayers of, generating more money. So we want to, we're looking at, how we can create really cool events and bring more people in. Like you said, a lot of people outside the city do come here, and we love that when they come in, because, that just brings in a little extra money for us. And it brings in people that's going to spend money going to the stores and restaurants, and that's what we want. So we're just, I'm working, of course, right now we're booking the Summerfest, and fortunately I have a lot of contacts with people, and I said, I'm at Dearborn Heights. I don't have that big bag of money that Dearborn has. I said, can you cut me a deal? And they're like, we know you, we're going to do it. So we're going to be able to get some really good entertainment, some big names that maybe we wouldn't normally have here, for the festival, and I think that's pretty exciting too. But I look at everything. I've done the Homecoming Festival for 15 years. Wow. So I know the festivals really well and the entertainment, and so I just look at everything just to make every single aspect, from the security end of it to the festival itself, the entertainment, and just, you know, try to make things just run really seamless and smooth. And it's like, it's just uncommitted, you know, amount of money. I love doing it, you know.
Well, I'm looking forward to working with you, and I'm looking forward to see what you're going to be bringing to the residents of Dearborn Heights. And I look forward to doing another segment with you in the next few months,
Okay.
just so we can let the residents know exactly like what we're planning for the summer, fall, as you mentioned.
Right.
So thank you so much. Welcome aboard.
Well,
and
thank you.
I'm looking forward to working with you.
All right.
And if any of the residents, you guys have any issues, concerns, you have any recommendations, you know, for the Parks and Recs Department, please reach out to the Parks and Recs Department. And we look forward to seeing you at the next events that Martin's going to be putting on. Thank you, and have a great day.